You know? That's a big one right there, man.
Out my window, so many sights to see, and when I look in my window, baby, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange. Got to pick up every stitch. Got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Oh, love must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Take it, James. Look over my shoulder. What do you think I see? Some old cat looking over his shoulder at me, and he's strange, sure is strange. You've got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Our beatniks are out to make it rich. Oh, love must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch, mama. Beatniks are out to make it rich. Oh, Lord, must be
Welcome to Slow Talk Live. Here we are at Top Dog Coffee in beautiful Morro Bay, California. I'm your host, James Davis, and with me here in the garden is Steve Shubin. Steve, how you doing, man?
Doing great. What a great afternoon we're going to have today, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the weather's nice here. It's open air, and we're actually in the Mad Max Beer Garden, part of Top Dog Coffee Company, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Mad Max today and what's happened with him. How you doing, Stephen?
Doing good. We've got a great lineup today, I think. First of all, we've got JP Maddox with Maddox Vocal Techniques. We've got Rachel and Bob Santa Cruz on the music. And we've got Ed Frawley with Central Coast Music.
Ed Frawley, long-time Morro Bay resident and just an all-around good guy. He's going to be with us today a little bit later. We're going to start off with JP Maddox, vocal coach, vocal teacher.
And some mentoring as well. He's got a wide approach to what he's contributing to our community, and I can't wait to really get into the details with that.
And Stephen, for our folks that are already Googling names, how do you spell his name?
Oh, it's Maddex.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that.
And so we're going to start off in a little bit here with some music, but we want to make a few acknowledgments. I want to thank the Slow Talk team. Of course, Stephen Shubin helping me with hosting and doing all kinds of background work, setting up a lot of the interviews. Thanks so much, Stephen.
And we got a great team with sound and video, Tom Brown, and we've got James Gallardo making sure the music's going to happen for us.
Artistic
What a great team.
management,
Yeah, artistic
man.
manager.
I'm telling you, HR, Steve Shubin. And a lot of fun, man. You know what? I want to expand that circle, and I want to thank Top Dog Coffee for hosting this live stream every 2 weeks from this location. It's a beautiful place right on Main Street in Morro Bay.
Oh, right in the heart of Morro Bay. And they exemplify exactly what we're talking about with our culture, the commerce community, what we're trying to put the spotlight on. And they have been so gracious to give us this space. They actually built a great place to be outdoors, safe, with the social distancing and making sure we can do it the proper way.
And they've got great coffee beverages, sandwiches, draft beer.
Yeah.
What a fun location.
I haven't had that beer yet, though.
Have not had that yet.
No,
You're working on that. Yeah. You know what? I did have some of the matcha, that green matcha frappe. That's a really nice drink, Stephen.
I think that's my next thing to do.
There you go, man. Get that menu going.
You're right on.
You know what? We're also talking about coming up in January 5th. We're going to be streaming again right here from Top Dog Coffee. And we've got Louis Ortega is going to be with us doing some music. And we're talking about some other interviews coming up, too.
Yeah, we've got some really great things heading our way, and I think they want to stay tuned for that. And we've had some really good ones in the past, too, with our local community here. I don't know if anybody tuned into our last show. We had Mike Wolf from
That's right, the Avocado
Shack. That was great.
Shack,
and George Milanis with Thai Bounty and
Milanis Cuban cuisine.
We had some really great people, and we're talking about the community, how we connect, and on a very positive level with the time that we're in with this pandemic. We want to focus on something more positive, don't we?
You know what? We really do, and it's also great to give musicians an opportunity to come and play,
Absolutely.
kind of find out what's going on with them, because there is a dearth of music, very little live music. We're so grateful for opportunities in our county, have an outdoor opportunity to talk with people and just shine the spotlight on culture, commerce, and community.
Yeah. So I think we're about ready to head into some music here.
I think so. I think we've
You gonna
got
do
Rachel. You know what? Absolutely, I'm going to do some. We've got Rachel Santa Cruz is going to open up our music today. We'll check her out on Facebook, Instagram. What an incredible young artist. And so I think, Steve, it's time just to pull the plug on the music and let
Let's
it happen,
do it.
man. Nice.
Good morning, love. How was your sleep? I missed you even though you were right next to me. Let's pull the blankets tighter as the rain falls down. I'm safe and sound whenever, just as long as you're around. 'Cause when I look into your eyes, warmth takes over my soul. You're a ray of colors that I never ever felt before. Even when it's cold, I always seem to find it's forever summer in your eyes. refresh me, love, cleanse me, free me. Your voice, it brings a sense of calm all over me. The sun is rising now and I'm basking in your glow. Keep me in your arms as the gentle breezes blow. 'Cause when I look into your eyes, warmth takes over my soul. Your array of colors I never ever felt before. Even when it's cold, I always seem to find that it's forever summer in your eyes. No matter how the tide or if the sun will shine, it's forever summer in your eyes. In your eyes, forever summer in your eyes. Thank you. The song I learned from my mom. Yeah, I could do one more. Why not? One more. What should I do? Okay. I'm going to do this song by Joni Mitchell. There. It's only going to take a minute for me to get it up on here. Hello, world. Oh, shoot. James. I knew that. Thank you. I am on a lonely road and I am traveling, 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 looking for something. What can it be? Oh, I hate you some, I love you some. Oh, I love you when I forget about me. Wanna be strong, wanna laugh along, I wanna belong to the living. By the light, I wanna get up and jive, wanna wreck my stockings in some jukebox dive. Do you wanna dance with me, baby? Wanna take a chance on maybe finding some sweet romance with me, baby? Now come on. All I really, really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and in you too. All I really, really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and in you. Wanna talk to you, wanna shine through you, I wanna renew you again and again. Cause applause, life is our cause. When I think of your kisses, my mind seesaws. Do you see how you hurt me, baby? I'll hurt you too. Then we both get so blue. I am on a lonely road and I am traveling, looking for the key to set me free. Oh, the jealousy, the greed is the unraveling. It's unraveling and it undoes all the joy that could be. Wanna have fun, I wanna shine like the sun. Wanna be the one that you wanna see. Wanna knit you a sweater, wanna write you love letter, make you feel better, make you feel free.
Thank you. I know where she breathes
Awesome.
in that song, man.
So we're back. I'm Steve Shubin with Slow Talk Broadcasting, and I have JP Maddox here with Maddox Vocal Techniques. How you doing?
Great to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, boy, we're going to be pretty excited to hear what you got to say about this. I think I'm going to learn a lot. You know, we're going to start off, I think, asking you what was your passion to do what you do with the voice coaching and mentoring that you do? What got you started in this?
Well, I've been singing since I was 12 years old, and always found that people were asking me how to do what I did. And so when I took the vocal training, I just ended up a teacher naturally. I mean, it just fell right into it. I love being a teacher. I love showing people how to get there. And what I found was, as the years went by with teaching people vocal work, I found so much of the work I was doing was with their head as much as with their voice. And that led me to mentoring some of the students that I had, and then going on and mentoring other people after that. So the two blended very well. So
you had mentoring as a child with voice control and that, so you saw the outcome of this.
Yeah.
Oh, so so you had the talent to begin with, and you had somebody that saw what you were doing and said, hey, we can tune that in, and that's what you do with other people, right?
Exactly. So many people can sing. They've told themselves they can, or somebody else told them they can't, but everybody can sing if they just let go and just tell the story.
And it's not just singing. You help people who are in front of the camera, that are, well, on TV, some on radio, people who are public speakers, some of the politicians in our area you've helped for them to direct their voice in a way that they get the word out the way they want to say it.
Right.
And I have a problem. My mind thinks very quick, and then my mouth wants to say something different. And you probably help people like me kind of tune in to how to speak properly with the mind and the mouth, right?
Yeah, the whole idea with public speaking is really just, you're not really giving a speech, you're just talking to a crowd. And so it's, you're getting people to relax into themselves and just telling the story, telling the information that they have, answering the questions that are brought up in a very personal manner. It's just easier that way for us, rather than feeling officially doing some sort of a speech. And so I've done people who have done voiceover work in movies. I've done, people who had strokes, worked with a lot of people vocally. And it always goes back to really just relaxing into that natural position.
So you brought that up. People have strokes. I had polyps, and I used to sing, and I had to learn how to sing differently. Mm-hmm. People who have strokes, that's got to be quite a challenge for you to help these people with that.
Yeah, it depends on what's messed up. I mean, there's some people where the damage is so bad that the vocal cord won't move, and some of them it will, but it's lazy and it can be retrained. So it's just a matter of, a lot of times the stroke affects the brain more than it does the vocal cords. They sing fine, they just don't think they do, or they can't hear it as well. There's something disconnected, but the voice works fine. So it's just a matter of finding what is broken and what is just bent. And so what is broken, we just have to work around. What is bent, we can retrain.
So if I was to book a session with you, how would it start? If I came and say, JP, help me out, what would be the first thing you would do with me?
Yeah, are you a voice student, singing, or are you more of spoken word?
Actually, a little bit of both. I haven't sang in quite some time. Since I got the polyps, I realized I can't sing the way I used to and hit the notes. And speaking probably would be something I'd be asking you to help me with. So if I came in and sat down and say, JP, what do I got to do here?
Yeah, with my singers, basically the first thing we're teaching them breathing. I tell singers, if you go to a voice coach and they don't teach you breathing first, leave. It's a wind instrument. It's so critical. It's how to breathe as a singer. As a public speaker, it's really a matter of more your head. It's more relaxing into it. It's more just understanding your material and just relaxing into the material, just telling the story, just like you would, to a friend, as opposed to a crowd. It's that mental change that relaxes them. Once they get into that, then you can get into the mechanics of how to say things clearly or something like that.
Yeah, and connecting your mind and mouth, that's my problem, I think. You've been here, since 2006?
That's correct, yeah.
So did you start doing that as soon as you got to Morro Bay?
Yeah, I'd been teaching in San Diego for 20 years before that, and North County, San Diego, and I moved up here because my brother was ill of diabetes, and I moved up here to help kind of glue him back together. And so I called up here, and and said, I'm a voice coach. What the heck am I going to do up there? And my brother says, well, why don't you talk to Ed? So I called up Ed at Central Coast Music. He goes, yeah, you can start as soon as you get up here. And it was just boom, just like that. And I've been working with Central Coast Music and Ed for almost 15 years now.
I know a lot of the musicians I see around, and I'll see you there as they're performing, and you got this look on your face like, yeah, that's my student. They're look at them go. It gives you a sense of fulfillment to see that happen, huh?
Yeah, it really does, because it's nice to watch a journey that when people come to me and they can't sing and we get them to become singers, or if they're actually pretty good singers already but they just need to tighten up their chops, it's fun to watch them go through the journey, and it is rewarding because there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Singers really have to open themselves up on an emotional level to communicate well as a vocalist. So they have to be able to be comfortable enough to do that in the voice lessons. It's the mechanics is the mechanics. You have to get the mechanics right. That's your job, but the people remember the emotion. So it's fun to watch my students go through that.
So do you look at the range that their availability is to hit, or do you keep them in a certain key that they're most comfortable in? If somebody says, hey, I want to be able to hit notes like that, and you tell them, well, that'll be impossible for you, or you just got to do it differently. How would you approach that with somebody?
Well, what's nice is most people can't believe their range is as big as it is. Most times it's because they're not breathing correctly or they're not using their instrument correctly. I mean, you take a gentleman comes in as a baritone, he thinks he can hit an E. He finds that certainly he eventually has the G or the A, and when he goes to his mixed voice, he can go above that. So they're just amazed at the range that they have, and then dropping into the lower end, it's really just breath control again on the lower end. So range is not that difficult. Keys are just a matter of, it's just like any instrument. When you have a song, you find out what the highest notes are, and you find out if those are comfortable for you. If they're not, you adjust the key from there. Because most of the time the lower notes aren't a problem.
Yeah, I notice sometimes I'll go out and I'm going to sing in the background, and there's a local bands, Bird and Bad and Cool, and I can't help but sing with them because I miss my days of the whole barbershop quartet thing, and I notice that they are singing in their comfortable zone, and when I'm with them singing, I'm like, oh, I can do that because I'm with them doing how they do it. I would have not naturally used that key, but they do it, and it works so well. And so you've helped them to realize what key works for them.
Well, yeah. I mean, James has an incredible range now. He's worked his voice. He's an incredible range now. So he would have had lower keys before, but now in his career, he can do whatever he wants to. And certainly, Jim Conroy, and Billy are just so good at what they do. They decide which is the best key for the song, but that's usually not the big problem. They usually can do it whatever key it was recorded in because they're that good a vocalist.
Yeah, well, I guess it takes a lot of training to do that, and every day, right?
It's a workout. It's like anything else. I mean, your vocal cords are muscles, so you have to work them out. But it's not challenging. I mean, chest voice singing, we use the same muscles we talk with. So when you're talking, you're exercising your vocal cords. But the singing is just a matter of the best exercise for singing is singing. So just when you're working out, just hanging. Actually, when you're just hanging out in the house, doing stuff around the house and singing, that's as good a workout as anything formal.
Right. I remember an interview from Celine Dion. She would not talk for long periods before she was going to go on. Is that because she wasn't exercising? When you're speaking, you're not breathing as well? Is that?
It's all the above. Celine, but it's just, what happens is you can talk as much as you want to before a concert. It doesn't really matter. What really messes up vocalists is when they try to talk over the background noise in a club or a bar while the other group is on or something like that, and they're yelling, to try to communicate before the concert. That's what blows your voice out. Yeah. Because you're right, because you're not using the instrument the way it was meant to use as a singer, so you end up overblowing your voice.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times, even in conversations. When I don't even like to go to loud restaurants and talk over all that noise because I end up being hoarse by the end of the evening, and so you're competing. So when people are singing together, and let's say a barbershop quartet, people are tuned into each other. They're hearing each other sing, and they're not singing over each other. They're singing with each other. And that's probably what we have to learn sometimes, even when we're speaking, right?
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, so we're not combating each other and we're tiring our voices out. And I noticed that, like when I speak with you, I match your tone more.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of me, and I when Jim and I are talking, we're a little faster, and we hit the same notes. But with you, I find myself kind of more calmer, and you got the natural effect that you bring into the conversation, and so that's that talent that you have.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, as far as the community, so you've been here almost 15 years. The community has welcomed you here. It's a great place to live. The Central Coast, you've helped so many different people, not just, again, singers, but speakers, teachers. You're probably worked with some ministers who, have to deliver sermons, what have you. So captivating the audience, how do you teach them how to present their words in a way, or is there just the voice part?
Well, that's what's interesting about it, is the fact that there isn't as much of some sort of strange technique that you have to develop to be effective as a public speaker. It's more just chipping off what isn't you. It's more just being you. Just get up there and be you. Talk like you do. And that works much better. And it's much easier for people to attain. So it's that feeling of I have to perform or I have to do a certain way. Certainly there's things like, articulating and things like that are important, but it's really connecting to the audience. And so that's really the key with public speaking, any kind of public speaking. I mean, I've worked with, so many of the vocalists that you hear out in the clubs before COVID were my students. I mean, I've worked with so many singers in the area, but like I said, people don't realize that I work with other people doing other things.
Yeah, so the speaking part, a lot of people don't know about. What I find very interesting is that you connected real well with Ed Frawley, who's our next guest, and that was probably a good place for you to be when you came in. I mean, Ed's really one of the most kindest people I've ever met, and that's going to be our next interview. But connecting with Ed there at Central Coast Music and having this is where you actually have your studio, right, in the back there, and it's kind of like a one-stop place, kind of, right? You got musicians coming in, they're looking for a certain thing, and then they're saying, hey, JP, help me out here. A good place for you to be there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Central Coast Music is like the epicenter of music in the county. I mean, everybody who's involved in music goes through Central Coast Music at some time or another. It's really the hub. And Ed, everybody knows Ed. Ed's just a great guy to hang out with and a great person to do business with. And so we've had a very good relationship for 15 years, and he's always been very supportive of what I do, and it's been a great relationship.
And that's part about the community building that we're talking about. We talk about the culture part of it, what got you started, what the passion was, what your dream was, some of the pitfalls. Everybody has had those along the way, and then the business. How you conduct it, and then the community, the connection that you get with the people that are just these fine people. I made so many friends because of music, and that erases the boundaries, bonds people together, and it really doesn't matter your affiliations from your background. Music and is something that just bonds everybody together. And what a great community. Now you're using some of your talent here with the voice techniques, doing some mentoring as well. So how does the mentoring part come into this?
Well, the mentoring, as I said, as it came to find that so many of the vocal students that I was working with, they needed more work with their head than with their voice. And so I found that if I could get them in their shoes emotionally through talking what they were going through, that seemed to help. When people come back to me after 10 years of working with me and say, meet me on the street, they wouldn't say, thank you for helping me with that album. They'd say, thank you for helping me get through that issue that I was going through. So what I found was I ended up with, I have now about a dozen young men that I mentor is what happens, and they're mostly in their 20s. And they're this generation of that's trying to figure out what they want to do and what this world's going to be like for them, because it's different than the world that I lived in. Yeah, and so I'm giving them solid, skills, goal setting and things like that to get themselves going, to get off the couch, as it were, to get out there and get going and start being productive and make good decisions and be healthy.
And what a time to do that with this pandemic and people. There's so much uncertainty that has been thrown into the public's eye and ears that, we're focusing on the positive things that people are doing in the community like yourself. Mm-hmm. And at this time, I I think that's the most imperative thing with people focusing on what their skills, are out the skills they don't even know they have, right? Like focusing that in and saying, hey, maybe you can change your career. Maybe you could do something different with that, and probably take care of their health, the well-being, right?
Right. I always tell them you got to take care of yourself first. Just like we've been taught by everybody, you have to take care of yourself first. And most of the time they don't know how to do that, or they haven't been taught how to do that. So I give them some things to do, some daily routines, some morning routines to get things started, take care of themselves. And then when they got their act together, then they can work out and help the community. Because you're right. I mean, we're all in this together. We're in a community just in these towns, but we're also in a community in the entire world. The entire world got affected by this crazy thing, and we're working through it.
Well, that's pretty awesome. So, we're thankful to have you in our community. We've just learned to, I go in, I would not talk to you much. I see you're busy, you're focusing because you got some students coming in. I would hang out and talk to Ed a little bit back there, but I've always wanted to spend some time, get inside your head a little bit. We've been friends on Facebook for a while, and I know that we're looking at kind of the big picture of what we need to do in our society, in our community, to rebuild again. And this is something that we at SLO Talk Broadcasting, we're looking at saying, hey, let's not talk about those negative things. There's so much of that going on. And you're helping, in that same concept with reaching out and saying, we can do better. And I think instead of going back to the norm, we're going to go back to the next. And I think if we can do the next, that's just powerful, right? And, thank you for that. So how do people get a hold of you if they want to book a session?
Easiest way is just a phone number, 440-1241.
You have an email address as well?
I have an email address, but I don't maintain it as well as I should.
Yeah.
So the best way is just a phone call.
Like you said, the phone number again?
Yes, it's 805 and it's 440-1241.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for this discussion we had together. I've learned a lot. I can't wait to actually take a session with you, and then you can help me out. I'm going to learn so much with this, and I just thank you so much for the time you spent with us today in this interview. I think we're going to be going to some music here. After the music, we have a discussion interview with Ed Frawley from Central Coast Music. Got to stay tuned for that. We've got Bobby now that just joined in with Rachel. I think they're ready to kick it in, but I think Ed's might be sitting in with them on something. I don't know. Are they repairing a guitar over there or something? On the spot. It was like, look at that. You cannot get better service than that. Central Coast Music is down here fixing a guitar, and I think Bobby's getting ready to kick it in with Rachel. And so let's go to the music. How was that?
There you go. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, gangsta white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all. Just remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean, gangster white walls, TV antennas in the back. And you may not have a car at all. Just remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Though you may not drive a great big Gallardo, gangster white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all. Just remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. What you got now? Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean groove. Hey, be thankful for what you got.
Nice.
Thank you, Ed.
Hey, you want to get that guitar on? Can we do one more? One more? Sure. One more? Two more. All right, cool. We're gonna do a song here, another one by Todd Rundgren. It's the DG thing.
It was late last night. I was feeling something wasn't right. There was not another soul inside. Only you, only you. So we walked along, though I knew that there was something wrong, and a feeling with me oh so strong about you. Then you gazed up at me, and the answer was plain to see, 'cause I saw the light in your eyes, in your eyes. So we had our flame, and I wouldn't suspect a thing till that little bell began to ring in my head, but I tried to run, though I knew it wouldn't help me none, 'cause I know I'll never love no one. So I said, but my feelings for you would be something I never knew, till I saw the light in your eyes, I love you best. It's not something that I say in jest, 'cause you're different, girl, from all the rest. In my eyes, but I ran out before, and I won't do it anymore. Can you see the light in my eyes? In my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes.
Sure.
No, we can do that one. Or maybe. Here I stand hand in hand, or we can work it out. We can work it out. That's a good one. All right. So, anyway, going back to my roots.